Welcome to this course entitled Project-Based Learning, Connecting Classrooms to the Real World. And I hope through this course you become very excited about project-based learning as I am, and that your classrooms are connected to the real world, and that your students become increasingly excited about learning. So this course has 4 units plus the final project. The first unit is the research behind project-based learning, so it's more theoretical. The other units are more practical. The second unit will cover the 8 essential elements of project-based learning according to its highest standard. Unit 3 is on project-based learning in and across disciplines, and you will see examples of project-based learning in every core content area as well as cross-curricular. Unit 4 provides practical principles, steps, tools, and resources for project-based learning to be implemented by you in your classroom. So I hope that you become very equipped with everything you need to carry out project-based learning in your classroom through this course. The final project will be that you plan and share a project-based learning assignment, and through this process you will have not only your own design of a project-based learning assignment, but colleagues' designs as well, so that you'll have a vast resource, a vast library of project-based learning assignments that could be implemented by you throughout the school year. So generally, lessons will include a PowerPoint presentation, 1 or 2 videos that you'll watch, an article to be read, and then you will take a quiz. The quiz requires that you get a 75% or 80% or higher score. 75% if there are 4 questions, 80% if there are 5. So in other words, you can miss up to 1 in order to pass. You can retake the quiz 1 time, and if you still miss more than 1 question, then you will be asked to review the content before continuing on to the next step. The step after the quiz is that you would complete an assignment. It will be either answering questions in a reflective journal type format, or carrying out a task of either building a component of your final project or potentially posting a response to a forum. So, the expected outcomes of this course are that you would acquire a thorough understanding of project-based learning, that you would gain a wealth of resources, tools, and practical methods for implementing project-based learning in your classroom, and that you would create or adopt an assignment, a project-based learning assignment, and that you would share this plan with participants in this course, so that you would be equipped with a lot of great ideas and the resources to carry out project-based learning in your classroom. So without further ado, let's get into Unit 1, the research behind project-based learning, and this will be a very informative unit. Like I said, a more theoretical unit, but you will have a very thorough understanding of project-based learning and its background through this unit. So firstly, Lesson 1, what is project-based learning? What is project-based learning? A lot of us have ideas. We may have pre-existing concepts, or we may have some training in the area and be pretty clear. But let's make sure through this lesson that we all become clear. What is project-based learning? Here's a description of project-based learning, and I'm going to give you a little bit of time to read this. If you need more time than I allow, then just freeze the PowerPoint on the, just pause it and continue reading. So I'm going to continue the slideshow, but please just, again, pause the PowerPoint if you need more time to read this. So as the last slide stated, there are 8 essential elements of the gold standard project-based learning. So the highest standard is defined by an organization that specializes in research on project-based learning called the Buck Institute for Education. The 8 elements are significant content, 21st century competencies, sustained in-depth inquiry, a driving question, student voice and choice, Authenticity, that is the real need, internal need in students to know, to gain information. Critique, revision, and reflection, and a public product. Now, the significant content is in gold because it was added to the other 7 in the gold standard edition of project-based learning as defined by the Buck Institute for Education. In brief, project-based learning is a systematic teaching method that engages students in learning important knowledge and 21st century skills through an extended, student-influenced inquiry process structured around complex, authentic questions and carefully designed products and learning tasks. It is using authentic, real-world projects based on a highly motivating and engaging question, task, or problem to teach students academic content in the context of working cooperatively to solve the problem. Student inquiry is heavily integrated into project-based learning because students typically have some choice in selecting their group's project and the methods they use to complete the project. There's a plethora of information out there on project-based learning. So when I did a search through Google of project-based learning, I got 76,900,000 results. And the next day I decided, you know what, I should have gotten a screenshot of that for a slide. So I went to take a screenshot, and that number had gone from 76,900,000 to 77,800,000 results. So it increased by almost 1 million results within one day. So there is a lot of information about project-based learning. Here are some resources that have been used in developing this course. Most of these are books that you can order as resources. But I also want to recommend the Buck Institute for Education website and their publications, which have provided really thorough research as well as practical tools for implementing project-based learning in the schools. So Buck Institute has provided a lot of resources for this course as well, and we have used these resources with permission from them. So they are very gracious and generous to provide almost all their resources free of charge for the sake of enriching education with project-based learning. So the next steps for this lesson, this is the end of the PowerPoint. You will watch 2 videos that will be on the Moodle platform. You're encouraged to take notes because some of the questions in the quiz will be based on those videos. Then you'll read a blog by John Larmer, Editor-in-Chief at the Buck Institute for Education, in which he discusses project-based learning. And then you'll take a quiz. Now, this quiz will have 5 questions, so you will need to answer with 80% or higher accuracy in order to continue. And then you will answer the following questions in a reflected journal format. Reflecting on the video presentations and assigned reading, what are 3 salient points that stand out to you? And why are they important to you? And how would you apply this knowledge in to your instructional practices? So the annotated references from the content in this in the slides are from these 3 sources, and I appreciate you watching this first PowerPoint presentation, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the course. Thank you.